What's happening, peoples? We are back on here today to talk about wrestling this past week that I was able to watch. We talking about we talked about SummerSlam already. We did that last week, so we're gonna head on to Monday Night Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, and Collision, because I watched all of it this week. Now with Raw, I can say, man, the setups are quite good. Triple H is he is cooking something over there. I mean, you got Rhea and Damian Priest. They're baby faces now. When they started out in Judgment, they were like ultra heels. Now they ultra baby faces, which is crazy turn to see. I don't know how Dom went from being a heel to being a double heel. He's one of the few people that can pull off turning heel while already being heel, which is crazy. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna play out. Now with the Wide Six, okay, they had the match. All right, it was what it was. Not overly impressed, and just like I said, I'm not a fan of the spooky stuff. So whatever. Randy and Gunther. Now that's gonna be dope. Randy's always been one of my favorites. He's been my second favorite since Triple H, since forever ago. But yeah, Randy and Gunther fighting at Clash of the Castle. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be something to see, because they did put on a good match at King of the Ring when Gunther beat him. Albeit controversial because his shoulder was up. So I'm glad they're going that route. With the New Day and the Final Testament, Now when Big Boy premiered, though, the way he scooped up the other two big guys and dropped them, like, hey, now that's impressive alone to pick up them big dudes. So, but yeah, Raw was okay. It was watchable. Everybody was anticipating the fallout from SummerSlam, which was expected, and yeah, it was a good show, I must say. And although the Y6 did in Raw past Monday, it wasn't the worst. But like I said, I'm over the spooky stuff. I'm like, that's how I feel about it. Now NXT, Great American Bash. NXT put on a good show too. I must say, they put on a good show. One thing I didn't like that threw me out of it, though, was the very first match where Trick Williams, he lost the opening match of NXT. I'm like, he was just champ. He took an L already. I'm like, all right. So that took me out of it. Then a lot of the women's matches too. I'm like, okay, they're fine for what they're doing, but nothing to ride home about. Just being honest about that, nothing to ride home about. Then we got Dynamite. Oh, Dynamite! Good Lord, Dynamite! Every single time, it's people that just come on there that make me want to just change the channel. Whenever I watch Dynamite, people get on my TV and I want to change the channel. What they're doing, MJF and Ospreay, while I like it, it's just hard to get over Ospreay's his accent, man. Him getting impassioned and all the bruv and stuff. I'm like, it throw me off and make me laugh. It takes me out of what he's trying to say, and it just makes me laugh. It just does. Jericho needs to retire. I'll say that until he retires. Anything involving him needs to be scrapped immediately. Young Bucks too. I don't know why they're trying to include Mercedes Moné in with that stuff. I don't get it. I guess they're trying to make Okada have like some kind of a crush on her or something. But this is beyond dumb. Again, I'm not a big fan of the whole love angles in wrestling either. No, I'm not a big fan of that either. God, I hope that doesn't happen. That'll just be the worst. But yeah, that was pretty much Dynamite for me. Not a lot to talk about. I mean, the matches were the matches. They went really long. The match that stood out to me the most was, oh my God, Jeff Jarrett and Brian Danielson. It was Jeff Jarrett and Danielson. First of all, Jeff went from heel to babyface to heel in a matter of 3-4 weeks. I'm like, what is happening here? Nothing's consistent. My man just changed, just flip-flopped. All next thing you know, he's hitting Danielson with the net. He was the good guy when Danielson won the Owen Hart tournament. Now he's beating him with a guitar. I'm like, what is happening? It's just like random chaos. And I'm not a fan of the chaos. Especially when the chaos don't make sense. It made no sense. So that was in the Dynamite. Now we're on to the SmackDown, where Roman came back to wreck the New Bloodline. I mean, he just demolished the Tama. I mean, no, Bachaloa, because that's who he is. He's Bachaloa. That'll be his name until he does something different. He just ran through them. It was awesome just seeing Roman coming out. SmackDown, the match were the matches. That I can say that they were the matches. Kevin Owens and Cody got a match set. They had got two faces going to each other, which is fine. I'm sure Kevin Owens is going to turn heel eventually, but maybe not at this juncture. So that'll be good. Bianca and Jade, they're getting their title shot for their belts at Clash of the Castle, which will be fine. I don't think they're going to win them. I think they're going to start sowing the seeds of them, having the issues, so they can build up for a bigger pay-per-view between those two. The United States title, I don't care. Just don't care. I'm glad LA Knight has it, but with Escobar and I'm not really a big fan of Escobar. Not a fan. So but I like LA Knight, so I'm curious to see where that's gonna go. When it comes to that was pretty much it for SmackDown for me. Honestly, that was it. The matches were the matches. I mean, they were fine. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to say that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But they were there. I'm glad the Street Profits did get a win. I'm glad they got a win on TV because they needed it. Then we move on to Collision, where the highlight of SmackDown, Roman. He was the highlight, coming in, wrecking the Bloodline, and that was a highlight. Next we got Collision, where we had the opening match, people bleeding. Dude, what is happening here? The first match, and then the girls bled too? Like, what is going on here? I'm like, all this unnecessary blood, man. My God. Totally unnecessary. And I couldn't tell you who fought. I can tell you the matches at Collision, because I mean, all those names started to run together. We started having like 15 people in the ring and all that crap. So that was my wrestling wrap up. Let me know what you saw, what you liked, what you didn't like. Hit me up. Peace.